I wanna heal people. I guess kasama yun sa pagiging journalist mo na bago mo ilabas yung tanong na gusto mo tanongin.
Nagdedebate muna siya sa loob ng utak mo.
Right?
Oo.
That's why sometimes I don't say everything that I'm thinking of kasi the voices in my head are fighting. I'm really torn. About many things. About many things. I have 4 kids. I have the best husband in the world, the gold standard. I'm also an empath. And I'm intuitive. So, na-absorb mo lahat ng negativity. Ang minibithi ko sa sarili ko is to know how to navigate all of these thinking, all of these emotions. Ang dami mong battles in your mind. Ang minimithi ko is a little bit more clarity. To stand for something without really stepping on other people's toes. Welcome to my brain.
Welcome to another episode of the CHERIE MERCADO podcast. And today, ang guest natin, Ann Quinto Wong. Welcome to the show, Ann.
Maraming salamat. This is an awkward position but I'm glad to be here.
Oo nga. Actually, it's kind of awkward for the both of us kasi nga, we work together. Ann and I work together in Filipino TV. Maybe that's something we can touch a little bit on in the whole duration of this conversation. But first, we'll introduce Ann. We'll let people get to know you. That's the point of this podcast. So tell us about yourself. Who is Ann Quinto Wong?
Oh, good Lord. That's my Facebook name, by the way. Actually, tinanggal ko na yung Quinto when I moved here, when I changed names. Kasi it's the whole first, middle, last name, right? I wanted to keep the name that my parents gave me, Elizabeth Ann. Kaya sabi ko, anong mangyayari doon sa Quinto? Ayoko naman ng hyphenated para ewan ko, naguguluhan lang ako.
Yeah.
So, ginawa ko, dinrap ko yung Quinto, which I regret now. Back then, parang mas madali.
Oo.
So, when I started working, I moved here in 2001. When I started working, everyone was calling me Elizabeth. And I'm like, oh no, nga pala. Kasi ang first name ko, Elizabeth. Right? So, eventually, napurga na ako na wala naman matawag sa Elizabeth. So, sabi ko, Ann na lang. Tapos nag-asawa ako, di lalong umikli, naging Ann Wong. yun. Pero, I was already 20 when I moved here. Yun nga lang, hindi na ako naka-high school dito, thank goodness. Because I don't know how I would have survived that. Iba yung mga pinag-aaralan nila. But at the same time, ano ka sa awkward age na 20. So sa Pilipinas, by then, tapos ka na ng university. Pero in my case, I didn't finish uni then kasi nga, I wasn't that responsible. I was very immature.
You were young.
I was young.
That was the time to make mistakes.
Yeah.
That was the time to experiment and discover life.
That's right.
This was in the Philippines.
That's sa Pilipinas pa yon. So, hindi ko na natapos yung pag-aaral ko when my mom told us, ay, bukas ang Canada sa mga senior management na may experience. 21 years siya sa Philippine Airlines in management. So, pasok kami. So, when she said that, we had 5 months to pack up and leave. So, a part of me was saying, ay, salamat, new leaf, kasi nga I screwed up so much during university. Pero, a part of me was also, 20 na ako noon. May boyfriend na, may barkada na. So, when we left the Philippines, nagkataon pa talagang it was on my best friend's birthday. So, talagang, it was literally the worst day of my life. Kasi parang, paano ko nagawa sa kanya to, right? Pero I realized na, pati mom ko, yun din ang iniisip, bagong buhay. Because her marriage with my dad didn't work. So sabi ko, okay, so let's give this a shot. Pagpunta ko dito sa Canada, syempre, vacation mode for like maybe couple of years. Kasi enjoy ako, lamig, gustong gusto ko yun. Pero, doon na naman ako sa dilemma na sandali, mag-aaral ba ako? Magkatrabaho. And then my mom was like, oh, everyone needs accountants. So maybe you should get into finance, right? And so, nag-aral ako ng konti ng accounting. I did okay. And then, after a year, sabi ko, oh my gosh, tinutulugan ko na yung mga courses. Sabi ko, hindi ko ata.
This was a 4-year course that you took.
4-year. Pero after the first year, which I did very well in, bilang sabi ng utak ko, hindi ata kaya. Hindi mo kaya to as a career. Kasi tinutulugan ko na, inaantok ako. And naawa rin naman ako sa mom ko who was working. After 21 years in PAL, sabi niya, ay ayoko mag-corporate.
Oo.
So, naghanap siya ng mas physical na job, which really like shocked me. Pero sa tingin ko kasama yan dun sa bagong buhay.
Yeah, sometimes you want to try other things.
Exactly.
It's only you who can understand. Like from the outside world, why are you doing that? You're
Oo.
already like this, but you want to try something new. Anyway,
At muntik
go
ko pa
ahead.
siyang sungita. Kasi sabi ko, di ba kaya ka nga pumunta ng Canada? Kasi bukas siya
Because
for senior
open for
management.
senior management.
Pero ayaw mo na siyang gawin yun. Pero when she did her job na mas physical, ayun na nagkaroon na ng tennis elbow. So sabi ko, I think I should work. Right?
Step up para
Step up.
support your mom.
So yun, nagtrabaho na ako. And then, yung time na yun, medyo walang direction yung buhay ko. But all we wanted to do was get to the point na makuha namin yung PR. So yun pa yung
Also, when you moved, it wasn't PR, parang work permit.
landed
was given.
immigrant.
Oh, landed immigrant.
So may PR ka na. So sorry, hihintayin mo na lang yung pang citizen.
Oo,
So PR na kami nun. Pero hindi ka pwede umalis ng Canada.
Right.
So sabi ko naman, ano gagawin ko? And then there's this one time na kaming mag-asawa, meron kaming nakitang dyaryo sa Filipino restaurant. Jesse's pa ata yun. Sabi, gusto mo bang mag-volunteer? Sabi ko, volunteer saan? Wala naman ako idea of volunteering kasi hindi mag-uso
Hindi
sa
malaki
Pilipinas.
yung volunteering
Hindi talaga.
concept
Oo.
and ano.
So inisip ko, bakit? Ba't ka mag-volunteer,
Oo,
diba?
oo.
Tapos, biglang sabi, pwede ka mag-volunteer sa radio station. Pwede ka mag-volunteer sa TV. Sabi ko, talaga? For what? But I'm thinking, sige, let's try something new. So doon ako nakapasok sa media. Naka-volunteer ako sa radio station muna. Nag-radio host ako. Merong cable TV channel dito sa Canada na for blind people. So they listen to the news. So sabi ko, may ganun pala. So ang dami ko natutunan dun sa mga hindi ko alam. And then, so that's how I started. Eventually, nagkaroon ng opportunity na ang ABS-CBN Global during that time. Gusto nila magkaroon ng Canadian news. Kasi usually dati talagang balitang Amerika lang. And then, so sabi ko, baka subukan natin to. So, ayun, mula noon, mas nag-reporter na. Yan. Hanggang nakarating na kami dito sa Filipino TV.
Oh, okay. So it's just good to note and something that I didn't know about you. And some realization about Canada na mas entrenched dito yung volunteering culture. And it can really help bolster your resume. So you started with that. Siguro, a lot of people can get insights from that because it's hard to find a job. For example, that's in the line of what you want to do. But it's going to be easier to find volunteering opportunities in the line that you want to do because they don't have to pay you.
Exactly.
But you can even choose, the companies you want to work for.
Tama.
If you can present yourself na pwede kang mag-volunteer. They have all those, minsan may mga ad that they need volunteers. Have you always been, so it was from accounting to media.
Labo. Kung may pampagulo pa, nung nasa university ako sa Pilipinas, pre-law pa ako nun. Humanities.
Okay.
Meron kami ngayon sa FTV na Humanities series.
But those are all very, I mean, it's just running in my mind now. Parang I can see snippets of those different personality, different expertise or different fields in you. Diba? So I know for a fact that you're an intelligent woman. And so you didn't get to finish your university in the Philippines because at that time you said life was tumultuous. There were challenges during that time.
I created for myself. Yun nga it's just very weird. I try to reflect and be more introspective about it. During my younger years, I've never been like an outstanding student. But then I also realized it's not because I wasn't intelligent, it's because I did not have the drive. I was okay being mediocre. I was okay just like being chill the entire time. And narealize ko na, ay kaya ko pala maging magaling. Given the right motivation. Given like, maybe kulang siguro sa goal setting.
Why do you think is that? There are other things that could lead to those things. I'm just throwing it out there, no? For some, it could be an act of rebellion. Na parang, were you being pushed to achieve? That's why parang, no, I'll stay here. I want to chill. I don't want to be pressured by the expectations.
You're not wrong. I had a very good elementary high school experience. Although I didn't really excel, it was pretty good for me. I was very happy. I had friends and everything. When it came to university time, unfortunately, I didn't go to the university that I wanted to go to. Someone imposed on me na dito ka magka-college, dito ka mag-university, and we will make it happen. And yun na nga yung kultura natin sa Pilipinas na connections and money is power. And I realized after that, when you grow up, it's everywhere. Right? So I guess I'm thankful for that because some of the best people that I know are, from that university that I end up going to. But at the same time, naisip ko, ay talagang lalabas yung ano mo. Kung ano man yung pinakakinikim-kim mo na galit, lalabas. And it came out as, ayun, nagrebelde. In the best way to say it. I became boy crazy. I became bisyo crazy. Ganon. Hanggang everything fell apart. And right before moving to Canada, I was given again the opportunity to take another stab at university schooling. Pero hindi na nagtagal yung kasi lumipad na kayo po ng Canada. And I excelled. Pagkatapos kong mag-repent. Yun, naging okay na. So, naisip ko na, so there is something there. Pero yun na nga, parents need to find that way to navigate that without pushing the kid too much, scaring the crap out of them. Tamang motivation, tamang pagtuturo ng drive. Which is a very hard thing to accomplish.
That's true. And now you're a parent, of course, that's also part of like, what do we do now with our kids? How do we motivate them? Given that you want to give them, and you are capable of giving them a comfortable life. So, paano mo sila motivate if they have all these comforts? Diba? May ganung tanong eh. But like, let's go back to your journey when you got here from the Philippines. What were the things na sabi mo kanina, yung lamig, you liked it.
I liked it.
What are the other things that were very different that kind of made you have that moment na parang, uy, iba dito ah?
Ang na-realize ko rin is a lot of the Filipinos that I know now and from a few years back, pagdating nila dito, kagad, lungkot kagad, wanting to belong kagad. So that's why you try to look for other Filipinos. You try to look for that community. Hindi nangyari sa akin yun. I think because of the fact that I wanted to escape that environment na may expectations sa'yo, kilala ka ng lahat, ito na yung ginawa mo, nakakahiya. May stigma ka ng bit-bit. So, nung bagong buhay, dahil bagong lipat, I wasn't looking for any like Filipino friends. I was just like, okay, whatever happens, happens. So yung aking party mode na natuto na ako, pagdating ko dito, na dapat kinalimutan ko na, itinuloy ko ng konti. Kasi sabi ko, okay, makiseryoso ako, but eventually, not now. Because I wanted to, whatever I had in my system, nilabas ko muna. Kaya sabi ko, okay, alam ko na kaya ko magwala. Alam ko rin na kaya ko magpakatino. So, nag-decide ako na ayokong pagsisihan to sa huli. So, magwawala pa ako ng konti.
Hindi pa tapos.
Hindi pa pala ako ganun ka-mature when I moved here. Yun na rin talaga. I'm like, man. I was already 20 but I wasn't done partying. So,
Is it done now?
Is it done now? Absolutely. No, I'm like,
Na-fulfill na ba? Hindi kasi
I am sleepy.
Kasi maganda rin yung napapagdaanan yun. At least I personally believe that the realizations that you had, I can be like this, but I can also be like this. I can be responsible, but I can also be the most irresponsible person ever. And just, think about good time. But later on, yun nga, pag pinagdaanan mo yun, ngayon, alam mo na paano siya gagawin, di ba? It's the important thing there is what you learn in the process. Kasi yung mga taong wala masyadong pinagdadaanan, wala rin masyadong natututunan.
Nagiging gullible ka.
Oo, wala.
And do you wanna be that in an environment that is completely alien to you? Delikado, di ba?
So from your first job in a radio station until now in Filipino TV, what are your most memorable work experiences? Where did you enjoy the most?
Gusto ko yung talagang inihagis ka na lang do sa pool. Kasi nga, wala akong educational background to prepare for that. Baliktad ka nga, ikaw, naging expert broadcaster ka, at pagdating mo dito, pinag-aralan mo siya, advanced writing. So, ako naman, baliktad, talagang hindi yun yung field na pinag-aaralan ko. Pagdating ko, yun yung vinolunteer ko talaga. So parang, in a way, naisip ko tuloy, gaano ka-importante yung schooling. Diba? Napapansin ko na ang advantage ng schooling is, not unless it's a technical aspect, it really makes you a more well-rounded person, which you need to be palatable to the rest of society. Pero, nakaka-delay siya in terms of yung paghuli ko saan ka talaga magaling. And teaching you how to monetize that as early as possible. Para when you come out, may business ka na. Or alam mo na exactly kung anong gagawin mo. Ang problema kasi kung ganda-ganda nga, well-rounded ka nga, hindi ka naman makaharap ng trabaho after. Kasi parang nawala sa'yo yung, ay hindi, maging theater actor ako all the way. Eh hindi, wala eh. Nag-university ka, natuto ka ng ibang bagay. Na-dilute. Diba? So parang in the end, parang, okay, whatever job I can get, I'll do it. So yung biglang tapon sa'yo into the volunteer world na ruthless din. You know? Kahit gaano ka-establish yung mga radio or TV stations, it taught you everything you need to do the job that was there for you. So you're like, I'm okay. Diba? And so, yun na lang ang ginagamit mong stepping stone to move to the next job. Pero yung boses sa utak ko na, well, you still didn't finish. I'm like, do I really want to?
May ganun
may
ba?
ganun pa rin. And I'm like, wow, why is it bothering me? And I think it's just because I'm a parent now, iniisip ko, why can't I just give that to my parents? So yun ba? Yung totoong motivation kaya gusto ko uli mag-aral? Baka mali. Diba? So ganitong utak ko na that's why sometimes I don't say everything that I'm thinking of kasi the voices in my head are fighting. Diba? Guys, I guess kasama yun sa pagiging journalist mo na bago mo ilabas yung tanong na gusto mo tanongin.
Nagdedebate muna siya sa loob ng utak mo.
Right?
Oo.
So, at this point in my life, I know maraming nakaka-relate kung saan, kung ako lang talaga gusto ko maging dancer. Yung may ganun na meron kong iniisip na, dapat ba sinubukan ko? Right? So, you gotta have the clarity kung bakit curious ka. Is it because you really wanna do it or you wanna give that to somebody na feeling mo you slighted them by thinking that you knew what you were doing and you kind of left them in the dust dahil sa decision mo, ngayon nagsisisi ka. Ganon, so.
Kaya pala ang galing ng mga reflective pieces mo.
Yes, welcome to my brain.
Ang daming, oo. Kanya-kanya tayong mga ganyan, no? But it's interesting to delve into the inside of your brain and how it works, no? But I wonder, why of all the fields that you could volunteer in, why would it be media when you didn't have the experience, that education for it just yet? What was it in being in media?
Oo, diba? Okay, so importante sa lahat ng industriya, galingan nyo yung marketing ninyo kasi you'll never know sinong ma-attract ninyo. Yung mas nauna ko pang newspaper na nakita, bago pa yung sa Filipino restaurant was, do you have the voice of a broadcaster? Mayroon ako nabasa. And it's actually marketing for this school in Toronto that I think baka nagsara na ata ngayon. National Institute of Broadcasting on Eglinton. So, natawa ako dun sa ad na parang, do you have what it takes to be a broadcaster? It's like, test your voice. Sabi ko, ano naman itong kakatarantadora to? Sinubukan ko. And of course, it's just to reel you in. Get you to pay the tuition. They'll give you a diploma after you finish whatever. I think I took it for like a couple of years. Tatapos ko siya. You know? Kasi wala lang. Sabi ko, ano gagawin ko? Wala man akong ginagawa. Nagtatrabaho lang ako. Natapos ko yung certificate in broadcasting. Pero, ang dami ko rin naman talaga natutunan. So, yung tinatawa-tawanan ko, it gave me real experience on radio, in front of the camera. I did everything. And dahil lang wala, na-intriga lang talaga ako. And I knew kasi na hindi ko talaga babalikan yung pinag-aaralan ko na pre-law. Kaya sabi ko, iba na namang sistema dito. Hindi ko ata kaya. Diba? So it's more of, okay, let me take charge. Pero dahil nalalabuan ako, and I'm sure a lot of people ganun pa rin ang utak ninyo na hindi nyo talaga alam kung anong direksyon ng buhay nyo, take a chance. Kung malabo, take a chance. Pero you better panagutan mo, kumbaga. Kung ano man yung susubukan mo, huwag kang urong-sulong. So that's why. So nung sinubukan ko just for in giggles, sinubukan ko siya, tinuloy ko. So lahat ng volunteer ko media-related, lahat ng naging trabaho ko media-related. So hanggang dito. Yan.
And so far, you like it. You like the
I love
world?
it. Kasi I think yung gusto kong aralin in the first place is it's really human nature anyway. Right? Kung hindi man ako maging abogado, it's something else. But it really will have to do with, psychology, human nature, dealing with people, asking them the right questions. Kaya pero, kaya mo siyang i-sway papunta dun sa career na
Oo.
hinantungan.
Those are applicable
Exactly.
in a variety of fields. And so what do you think are your strengths?
Intuitive, right? That's why kaya ako introverted, kaya ako masungit, kaya ako to myself. Kasi yung utak ko walang tigil. Pero alam ko na ayoko magtunog na latang walang laman. Right? So, ang ano ko kasi Libra din ako, no? So, I'm always thinking of worst case scenario, best case scenario. How do I, go about my life without freaking other people out? Always trying to find a balance. And so, what I do is, I back away, let people kind of take charge. So, mas reactive ako kesa lagi ako nangunguna. Kasi, otherwise, magiging sobrang aggressive naman ako. Kasi personality ko, kaya maging malakas. Pero hindi siya tama doon sa nararamdaman ko, which is still a lot of insecurity, the self-doubt. I still have it. Kasi nga parang inisip ko sandali, parang I missed out on so many things because I thought I was okay just chilling. Diba? So, yun.
Yeah. No, that's very interesting. Like the inner struggles that you go through. Meanwhile, life is going on. Life is happening. There's so many demands of you every single day, and there's so many things that are happening in your mind. Speaking of which, what's a typical day for you?
So, hinga. Welcome to someone
Isang
who's
mahabang
almost
buntong
45
hininga.
na may 4 na anak yun. Okay, so I'm turning 25 this October. I have 4 kids. I have the best husband in the world, the gold standard. Typical day, bringing the kids to school, going to work. By the time work is done, sundo. And then the entire afternoon and evening is just soccer practices. So, I think nagkaroon naman ng biyaya yung aking pagka-boy crazy. Tinan mo, nagkaroon ako ng 4 boys. 'Di ba? Yung aking pagtitiis na maghintay ng mga boyfriend na lahat varsity player. Tinan mo yung mga anak ko ngayon, lahat sila atleta. Some things never change. So, your job is to take whatever you learned and experience and kind of use that in a good way. So, right now, I am trying to bring up 4 human beings without trying to screw up. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's a lot of parents can resonate with it. That thought resonates with a lot of parents. Na parang how do I bring them up
How do
to
you
be
anything?
Yeah.
How do you teach them, good manners?
This is you as a mom, this is you working, this is you as a creative, this is you dealing with a lot of things. It takes a lot of guts also to be able to talk about it. Kasi minsan, ang hirap i-admit na meron ka mga ganong struggles or you have those insecurities.
Or different opinion, right? Exactly.
At this point where you are now, what do you think is the biggest challenge that you're facing?
Dahil ang priority ko is I am all about my kids right now. Because of that, and I think I'm doing an okay job, right? I look at my kids and I'm like, okay naman, magalang sila, maskulado, matalino. Parang lahat ng gusto mong i-expect of them, it's happening and in spades, right? So feeling ko naman, yung sarili ko naman yung nakakalimutan ko. And I hate thinking that kasi sabi ko, well, I had 30 years to figure that out. And if I didn't, I shouldn't be bothered by that, now. Pero yun na nga lang, nagkakaroon ng repercussions pag kinalimutan mo naman yung sarili mo.
And it's an ongoing thing.
It's an ongoing
Taking care of yourself doesn't have a deadline na parang, I should take care of myself before I get married. And then when I get married, I'll give everything to the family.
Right.
Akala ko rin ganun. Pero you can't, it's a continuous process because then you have to be stronger. Then you have to have more time for them and more bandwidth for more people that rely on you. So that means you're gonna have more strength. You need to have more strength, which means you need to take care of yourself more.
Oo.
And be kinder to yourself.
Ayun, yun ang mahirap. Yun ang mahirap.
I know this because when I hear what you say, it sounds like you're expecting yourself to be things that sounds to me like you're being hard on yourself. Na parang, dapat ganun. Dapat na-realize ko na to dati pa. Matalino naman ako. Bakit hindi ko nagawa to? Bakit? Or ito naman yung mga ano. But like, and when you look at it, you are an accomplished, 45-year-old, as you said. Tama ba? 45? 35?
Ako 45.
Oh, okay.
I was 37 for 2 years.
37 for 3 years?
Hindi, for 2 years. I say that kasi alam ko na
Ano ibig sabihin nun?
I was born in 1980 at di ako magaling sa math. So every time tinatanong ako ng tao, ilang taon ka na? Inisip ko, ano bang taon ngayon? Kung it ends with 5, I should be turning something 5, right? So there was a time na, magka-30, feeling ko magka-38 na ako. So I kept saying, I'm 37. Yung pala mali yung iniisip ko na taon. Kaya 2 taon akong 37.
37. Why not?
Husay sa math. Husay sa math. Yan lang.
Ay. Oo. Maraming mga journalist ang nagki-claim na kaya tayo naging journalist, di tayo magaling sa math.
Yun.
Pero, well, that's debatable. Hindi totoo yan. I always keep saying din kasi, and my husband tells me, no, don't say that. You're actually good at math because it presents itself in so many other aspects of life. And it's not just, fine, you forget the year or whatever. Kasi ako rin mga tipong, sa 1965 siya pinanganak. So now it's it's 2024. So I should know this at my fingertips. But yeah, let's be kinder to ourselves even in that aspect. Okay, so, for your Canada move, ano ang kasi gusto ko rin makita ng mga listeners yung mga experiences ng mga lumilipat dito. How many years have you been in Canada?
I moved in 2001.
2001. Ayan. So, 24 years. Tama yung ano natin. Biglang nag-math. Kakausap pa lang about math. Okay. So, so what were the differences? Ano yung inisip mo dati na parang ngayon, you have the realization of 24 years na ano pala yung mga dating inisip mo that proved na, hindi pala ganun. What are the things that you find good in Canada? What are the things that you find that you miss about the Philippines that were maybe better in the Philippines? Or just, doesn't have to be better, this place or that, but just the realization of the living in those two different places?
I went through certain phases. Phase 1 was vacation mode. Kahit landed immigrant na kami. I was thinking, wow,
yes.
Kailangan ako maging Canadian, porma, salita. So excited ka doon sa mga bagong bagay. Ang hindi mo marirealize, dala mo pa rin yung utak mo, ugali mo, galing Pilipinas. So if you came from the Philippines as keeping something, even if it's yourself, wag mong iisipin na everything's gonna change because you changed locations. Pagdating namin dito, nakitira kami sa auntie ko. Pinagawa namin yung basement nila. And ako itong, wag niyo akong bibigyan ng mga rules sa bahay. Gusto ko maglakwatsa, hayaan niyo maglakwatsa. I'm a grown-up. I'm technically a grown-up. So yung attitude mo, bit-bit mo. So ang first lesson kung maglilipat ka ng bansa is compartmentalize. Meron kang emotional side to yourself. Meron kang logical side. Pag ikaw i-uproot mo yung sarili mo, huwag mo silang paghaluin kung hindi sasabog ang buhay mo. And that's what discourages people or keeps them from, toughing it out. Kasi iyak sila, wala yung pamilya ko, ang hirap-hirap ng Pasko, depressing lahat, uwi na lang ako. Kaya yun nangyayari sa lahat. Kasi hindi mo kinompartmentalize na first place. Yung emotional stuff mo, i-cater mo yan to give you the drive. Pero don't let it mess with the logistics. Don't let it mess with the logic stuff na, hindi, kailangan kumita ka. Hindi pwedeng wala kang kinikita. Hindi rin pwede na hayaan mo yung mga taong kumukupo sa'yo. Kailangan may utang na loob ka. So, kailangan, when it comes to business, it has to be business. When it comes to the emotions. O sige. Pero gamitin mo yun in a good way. Huwag ka magpapadala na, ay, batugan ako dati, batugan ka uli ngayon. Hindi talaga, hindi siya sapat na. As, wisiwig ka. Uy, ang labo. Ay, ang luma ng reference. What you see is what you get. Tanda talaga. Kailangan talaga, handa ka na magiging mahirap. Kahit na-establish na tao katulad mo. Hindi siya na, ay, ang dali. Ay, enjoy. Parang bakasyon na pinahaba lang, hindi. It's gonna be difficult, may pera ka man o wala. Right? So, kailangan talaga na-compartmentalize yan. And I'm not a psychiatrist, so like, take it with a grain of salt. Pero kailangan hindi maghahalo yung emotions mo tsaka yung logical stuff na kailangan mo gawin, gampanan, and pangatawanan.
So, yung mga nag-iisip na, okay, we'll toughen it up. Anong rewards?
Sa matagal na panahon, feeling mo wala. But then, you realize that it's the little things that you sacrifice, it's the little things that you do that will bring you a new set of people that you will surround yourself with. It'll bring you a new set of perspectives that you probably never had you not moved. It will bring you this attitude change na hindi mo alam na kaya mo pala. Dahil mas pinag-isipan mo siya na mas mabuti. I came from thinking na, this is like plus 20 years back. Oh, I'm a beautiful girl. I can get whoever I want. Blah, 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 blah. Yung pag-iisip na, ay, hindi kaya ko lahat. Ang tao, they don't know what you're thinking. And they're also thinking about themselves. So kung ikaw, wala kang foresight, parang palakasan na lang kung sino talaga ang mas manipulative, sino dominante. At pwede kang maging stuck doon kung gullible ka nga. So yung the fact na nanggaling ako from a history of like bad or abusive relationships, kung yun, dinala ko yun dito, paano na tayo? Paano ko magkakaroon ng perfect na asawa? It's because natuto ka. So, kung ganun ka grabe, ka drastic yung mangyayari sa'yo at maging ibang bansa ka, ang dami mong kailangang ayusin in your mind first bago ka kumilos. And if you're gonna let yourself party, in the back of your brain, know it's temporary. No na, ay, hindi ito ipapakilala ko sa parents ko. Diba? Huwag kang, ay, hindi, in love kami. Don't be naive. Right? And so, yung mga desisyon mo na kahit wala ka pang capability to handle it, but in theory, you know what you're supposed to do, it'll go a long way. Kasi when it counts and you're able to put your foot down and go, okay, no more bad guys. No more stupid decisions. Right? Kung relate kayo, no more smoking or whatever. Then yung fruit of those labors, makikita mo down the road. Pero yun na rin, don't expect it. Kasi it's another form of being hard on yourself. Na parang, sandali, ang dami ko trinabaho, ba't di pa ako mayaman ngayon? Yung ganun, diba? So, just do the right things. Pero wag ka naman na righteous. Yun na mahirap dun eh. Kasi kung righteous ka, pati ikaw magagalit ka sa sarili mo kasi you'll never be perfect anyway. Right? So,
what are your dreams now? What are you aiming for? Ideally, of course, we'll be kind to ourselves in the process. Pero ideally, 10 years, 5 years, 20 years.
See, when you ask that question, ang utak ko kagad nasaan ako. And I kind of stopped myself na sandali.
Yeah.
Diba?
Andun pa kasi tayo, we're in a different stage. Andun ka pa kasi sa stage na ikaw pa talaga nagde-dictate nung ano nila eh.
Tama.
Nung the path where they're gonna go. Sige, so I'll try to take your mind away from that. Yung sa'yo muna. Ano yung apart from the motherhood and the success. Pero minsan ang hirap tanggalin diba? Okay, so yeah, answer as you please. Maybe it's not possible to detach it from them because that's who you are right now.
So here's the thing too. And hindi ko alam kung gaano karaming Pilipino na nasa Canada feel the same. Pero nanggaling ako sa kultura na pag may nakikita akong mali, na na-offend ako. Right? So may part na gustong-gusto ko yung tinatry ko yung courage ko. Right? Pero ngayong napaliyo ka na sa bansa mo, biglang inisip mo, bakit ka pinoproblema? Right? And I think it also comes with a territory na yun yung kulturang pinanggalingan mo, and I'm also an empath and I'm intuitive. So na-absorb mo lahat ng negativity. Right? And so minibithi ko sa sarili ko is to know how to navigate all of these thinking, all of these emotions, all of these, kasi media pa tayo. We hear everything. And it's our job to tell people what is going on. Pero deep inside, parang gusto mong iiyak na parang bakit hindi pa tayo natututo? Ganyan, diba? So ang dami mong battles in your mind. Ang minimithi ko is a little bit more clarity. Siguro for myself in anything that I do. Like I love the people that work with us here, lalo na tong si Philbert, kasi alam ko yung gusto niya, but I'm like, my mind is so muddled right now that for someone like me na creative to really burst out of her shell, parang ka na naman, kailangan mo rin mag-morph into, like a freer version of yourself. But that's exactly the thing. Every time you agree with somebody or disagree with somebody, it eats something in you na parang iniisip mo, in the end, so what do I stand for? Diba? So, iniisip ko, if I wasn't too involved in the Filipino community, paano ko? Would I be still thinking and acting the same way? Or, yun talaga ang bit-bit mo as a Filipino, na pag pinanood mo yung movies, ay oo nga, in the end, yun din itsura mo, mukha kang haggard. Iiyak ka mo yung maraming bagay, gusto mong umuwi, and I'm like, I will never be those things. Di ba? Paglipat mo dito, I will never be those things. But in the end, you see yourself and you're like, kamukha ako si tita. That's exactly me right now. So, ang minimithi ko sa sarili ko is to have a little bit more clarity in everything that I do. To stand for something without really stepping on other people's toes. To make people realize na, everyone who's powerful right now, everyone who's a billionaire, when they're trying to manipulate you, they're trying to create enemies for you. Don't believe it 100% of the time. Trust your heart. Kasi like ngayon, lahat tayo, support Canadian, buy Canadian, ganon. And I'm like, okay, good. But a small business in the States is not the enemy. So may ganon akong feeling na yung kung ano yung nirararasis bomba ng lahat ng tao, iniisip ko, and I'm like, bakit ang reaction mo is dapat ganito? Sa akin, it's like, kung maayos kang nabubuhay, maayos ang trato mo sa ibang tao, ba't ka mag-welcome ng galit? Right? Kasi nakakakitil yun ng mga productivity mo and everything eh. But on the other side, mukha ka namang ayaw mangialam pag wala kang ginawa. So right? So it's navigating all of these like injustices, inequality, na gusto mong makisabak, makibaka. Pero in the end, are you gonna neglect something because you're doing this? Right? So I have this half of like, I wanna be aktivista. Kasi yun yung pagpapalaki sa akin. Pero meron ako isang other half na, you gotta function as a North American, get stuff done, do your role properly. And don't be bothered regardless of who is at the top spot. Kasi parang ano yun eh, ganun magsalita ang mayayaman na, regardless kung sino yung gobyerno mo, kung kaya mo mag-function, as okay ka, shouldn't bother you. Right? So yun. So hindi ko alam tuloy minsan ko sa lulugar yung sarili ko. I had friends who lost their lives. Nasira yung bait nila. Because they're so affected by their country by their leadership. And iniisip ko, paano naman yung nanay mo? Nagpakamatay ka, paano yung nanay mo? Paano yung anak mo? You got so involved with something and you forgot about them. So ganun. So I'm really torn. About many things. About many things.
No, yeah. Obviously, you're an empath, like what you said, and we're seeing it now with all the things that are affecting you, because you care. Sometimes you care too much, maybe, or if there's such a thing. I also don't believe. Well, that's a whole different thing, but it affects you. The things that are happening, and it's a struggle to have a stand, and it's a struggle to go one way or the other because there are consequences to each. And sometimes it's not just two choices. There's like so many other things that present itself. How do you think society or the people around someone like you who are, because for sure you are not alone in thinking of all these things. And I do remember a stage in my life where I was very much like what you were saying now. Maybe even the same age as you are now, because I'm older than Anne.
Not by
like,
much.
But like maybe sometime in that decade, I think younger than you, when I had those thoughts. And it wasn't just one point, no. When there are things that come up, there was a time I joined government, then those were the realizations, because journalism, there's so many things happening. I thought I was going to help the country. I thought I was going to help the world with what I was doing. But then journalism became toxic. The news became all bad news. And I'm delivering stories about people being killed left and right in the most brutal ways. And why do we say that? Why do we have to describe how people were mutilated? And, your values get you question your own values that you began with, and then all these questions. How do you think society, the people around you, the institutions can help with a lot of people feeling this way? As you said, people lost their lives, and people do continue to lose their lives and sever connections with their loved ones because of things
Even
like
difference
these.
in opinion destroys family.
Exactly.
Yun yung problema ko eh. So, how can people help? Do not turn a blind eye towards darkness, but realize that you do need that darkness to do light work. Right? So meaning, wag kang righteous in terms of like, kailangan ganito, Kristiyano, ganito, ganon. Sa lahat, believer ka man o hindi, you have to see someone like Jesus, let's say. He's a radical. He wasn't a typical, ini-expect mo na hippie na, peace, I love you guys. No, people were pissed at him because he's willing to accept everybody. And I think yun yung message na na-miss ng lahat, Kristiyano man o hindi, is that the path to healing is to be kind first and foremost. Alam mo man kung sino ang Diyos, sino hindi. Alam mo man kung ilan ang Diyos o iisa. The way you treat others, kung yun maayos mo, first and foremost, gobyerno ka man, mamamayan ka man, leader ka man, yaya ka man. If you know how to treat people with respect, with kindness, yung unang first step na yon will do wonders. Right? Kasi ang nangyayari sa atin ngayon, parang ano banat mo? Ganun eh. Parang ano ba alam mo? Diba? So parang lahat tuloy ng tao natatakot na unless abogado sila or politiko sila, handa silang sumagot. Nila alam kung saan sila lulugar. And I'm feeling that right now. Pero nawawala yung message na, how can I care for you? How do I help you feel better today? Nawawala yun. Feeling ko, kahit anumang industriya, no, may issue man ng pera o wala. If you extend that kindness as the first step, the solutions will present itself to you. Right? I feel na ang mga toxic na tao, nauuna silang ma-destroy kasi they're not opening themselves up for blessings. Yung mga tao na pagod na sa buhay, they have 4 jobs, they're juggling 4 jobs. They don't see anything but, if I don't make payment this month, we're gonna lose our house. 'Di ba? So, I think lahat ng branches ng economy, gobyerno man, businessman, o whatever, pag inuna mo yung kindness, kahit hindi mo pa alam kung ano yung solutions, kung ano man yung problema mo, at least that will open someone up to be like, okay, you know what, this is worth having a conversation. Paano ba natin ma-solve? Di ba, meron nga mga meme that goes around na, ano ba yan? Ang gulo-gulo, let's say, ng local government natin. You know, these things, ibigay mo yan to a bunch of women doing their walks every day, mahusolusyonan nila yan. And part of that is true. If you are openly having conversations, friendly, kainan to discuss things, pili ko mas marami ka pang masosolve instead of debate tayo ito yung side mo, ito yung side ko. Tingnan natin kung sino mas magaling. Parang, una-una hindi na siya appealing. Appealing siya para lang maki-intriga ka. The appeal of news, right? Pero in the end, if you really want to solve problems, you gotta do it
it's
with a
connection.
lighter. Without being naive, of course, and and you know, not knowing what's happening. Really.
I mean, that's what the world needs now. There's so much weight. It's toxic. It's
pag masyadong mabigat, what are you gonna do? Diba?
At tas may bombardment pa tayo ng content and from all different fields. Of course, it depends what your algorithm is also. Kung ano yung quality
My
ng
algorithm,
content.
by the way, is all cats and babies.
That's why those content really it does make people happy, no? And you know, I wouldn't have guessed like that you were going through something like this like in your mind right now, this particular time. And I'm glad we sat down and got to talk about some of those things. Because you'll never guess. Sometimes you look at someone and they're okay. They're working. Someone is beside you every day, right? And you have no idea that there are things that will help a lot if they talk about it. Do you think that's gonna help you, like talk about it, or sometimes you want to not talk about it, like how?
See, kailangan mo ng friends. So, hindi kasi ang reason for with you, I can do it, but it's not for everybody. Kasi kailangan mo ng somebody na makaka-wavelength mo. Hindi ka pwede makapag-usap sa isang tao na, I mean, I'm grateful if someone's available for me to talk to, right? Pero hindi mo ka-wavelength. Mahirapan ka rin. Kasi hindi lahat ng tao nakaka-handle nung kung ano man yung dinadala mo. You know, I am a person na malakas ang personality, pero inside, I am one of those memes na, oh, can you make this emo? Like, I could go dark pretty fast, right? And that's why, to me, it's funny. Pero at the same time, I'm like, okay, let's not let that out. It's not gonna do anything that's gonna be productive. Pero, to talk about it, definitely. But you have to like the person you're talking to. Kasi yan in the end, you're like, hinahanapan lang ba ako nito ng... Diba? May ganun kang kaibigan na, nako, ito na naman magreklamo about life. So, ina-advise ko sa mga tao when you're talking to somebody na, let's say, nag-vent sila. Alam mo, nag-vent. Tanungin mo muna, do you want me to listen? Do you want me to meddle? Do you want me to give you advice? Kasi hindi mo alam kung ano expect nila. And sometimes they just need a sounding board.
That's true.
Right?
If you really wanna help that person, diba? Kung ikaw naman minsan yung nangangailangan and you talk to somebody, minsan they're not in the proper headspace then to hear things. And sometimes you have to take that into consideration. Baka may pinagdadaanan. Or sometimes it's gonna be more about them. Like you might not hear what you wanna hear. Kaya nga, yun nga, do you want to be listened to? Do you want someone who will give you advice? Kaya minsan relationships, like ba? Like your husband and wives, like sometimes a spouse is expecting the other one to be supportive, but then the other one will lash back or the other one will tell you what to do and you're like, I didn't tell you this so that you can tell me what to do.
Kaya
all of those things.
kasabihan na, this is a safe space. Oh, you guys
Yan,
better
oo.
mean it.
Oo.
Huwag mong bangayan. Mas kakasabi mo lang safe space, sinermonan mo kaagad.
Oo.
May mga opportunities talaga na gusto nila ng sermon.
Mm-mm.
Kasi alam nila, ikaw lang ang makakapagbigay ng sermon na
Oo.
yun. When that time comes, lean into it, give it to them.
Mm-mm.
Pero kung alam mong kailangan lang
Minsan
talaga nila ng
nakakalito rin
karamay.
ha. Nakakalito rin. Like me as a listener, I listen well to my friends, things that they're going through. Pero minsan, hindi ko rin alam kung saan ko ilulugar yung sarili ko. Hindi ko alam yun nga, I guess, ask. You can ask, what do you need? Ready ka ba ngayong makarinig ng sermon? Gusto mo ba marinig talaga kung ano yung naiisip ko na pwede mong gawin? Or do you just wanna vent this out? Kasi minsan di mo kaya makarinig ng sermon at that particular time. That's one ganon, magbe-break ka minsan 'Di ba? Hindi mo kaya yung mga ganon Time for the quick questions.
Patay. Rapid fire.
No, but like this isn't gonna be very quick. But just the usual. You love movies. What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite movie? There's too many of them.
Kasi depende sa mood.
Oo.
Pero yung mga fini-feature ko sa Screen and Spoiler, it's just my way of, putting in a catalog things that I loved watching.
Oh, I heard nga lately
It's
sabi mo yung
personal
mga
That's right. Yeah. Kasi yung mga What Dreams May Come, yung mga lahat ng mga nire-review ko, it's not just because. It's really because, I was really into those movies.
Mm-hmm.
Ganon. So, I'm just fascinated with what people can do in a span of 2 hours as the product. Na talagang they will move you, they will fascinate you, they will entertain you, lahat-lahat na kaya naman talaga. Supportahan yung mga creatives kasi the gift that they give you, kala mo 2 oras lang yan, pero yung pagod nila.
Oo.
Pero the value that you get, that feeling, like when was the last time you felt something, right? So
ikaw, ano yung mga may impact sa'yo na movie? O yun na nga, yung mga nasa screen and spoil. But if I'll ask you your top 2, 3, or 1?
sometimes kasi, it's more of like really a mood. Right? So, kung may mga times na gusto ko talaga mga serial killer na series. Kasi wala lang, you sometimes wanna see someone who's so screwed up.
Yeah.
You feel like you're safe. Ganon It's
kanya-kanya.
it's how you want yourself to feel. So, ganon. So, I keep saying what dreams may come. I think because a part of me, or siguro, baka naging religion teacher ko, hindi ganito kagulo yung utak ko. Kasi gusto ko yung iniisip mo yung heaven, iniisip mo yung what's after all of this, what is the meaning of life kind of like conversation. I always love those things. So anything na is bigger than you, ganon yung mga tipong movies na gusto ko. Ganon. So puro what dreams may come. I can't get that movie out of my head.
Favorite food?
I would say Italian only because nung pumunta ako ng Italy in 2019, dun lang ako nakaramdam ng walang regret after eating it. It's the ingredients.
Wow.
It's kasi
worth it talaga.
Oo, mahirap makaharap ng pagkain na hindi mo pinagsisisihan pagkatapos.
Totoo yan. Oh my
Not
God.
to knock down Filipino food at all. To me, ultimate tinola is my comfort food. Pero in the end, I'm like, sumobra ba yung taste? Sumobra na naman yung kanin. Ha? Pero I think, pinaka talaga is if any cuisine, you catch it na talagang lola ang gagawa. Na walang kung ano-anong cheche-borechi nalalagay on top of, walang extra. Yun eh. Yun yung gusto mong pagkain. So, Italian food, but in Italy.
Oh my God, yes. What's in your nightstand? Iniisip ni Ann kung aaminin niya. Sige,
No, back then.
Next question.
Hindi, back then, mga mindset books. Yon, humidifier. And MTM. So may ganun parang slam book MTM, many to mention.
Too many to mention. Who's your
80s
crush?
kid ako eh.
Okay.
Who's your crush? Autograph book. Wala, like a normal 45-year-old. I don't know what that means.
Okay. Ano bang hobbies mo? What are
Oh my
things you do when
Besides-
the time is yours? Yung akin lang tong oras na to, anong gagawin ko?
Napailing ako.
Kasi walang
ngayon-
ganong oras.
Kasi walang ganong oras. So kung ngayon yun, I'm actually looking for ways to really do well as a parent. Meaning parenting stuff, sports stuff. I even watch soccer na wala akong alam dati talaga. Ganun ako. So tabi natin yun. Mahirap yung tanong na yan kasi
Bawa tayong dalawa, halika, alis tayo. Saan mo gusto pumunta? Ano yung gusto mo?
Yun pa.
Oo.
Kahit saan, basta kasama kita. Ganon. Ganon
Oo,
ako.
yung-
I think it's more of, oh my gosh, I really like this person I'm spending time with.
Anywhere.
Kahit siguro sa gitna kami ng gera, okay lang kami. Ganon ako.
Oo,
So,
oo.
at least may konting pagka-considerate. I wanna think that of myself. Pero it'd be better kung we're snacking on something.
Oo nga, sabi mo you're a snacker. If you were a superhero, is that something you want to answer?
If I was a superhero, what would be my
What would be your
superpowers?
superpowers?
I wanna heal people.
Sana bigyan ka ng
Di-
superhero
I
right
know.
now.
Diba? I wanna say na gusto ko sana going nakakatawa. Siguro I wanna be invisible. But I already am yun. Can you make this emo? Alam ko lang. Hindi, I wanna heal people kasi yun I think yung nakaka-clog talaga sa lahat ng tao is the fact na meron sila pinagdadaanan kaya hindi sila nagiging sila.
Yeah, the bottleneck.
The bottleneck of something can be financial. It can be like a relationship crisis. Something to heal them. Baka dapat naging psychiatrist ako. Hindi, wag.
Pwede naman. Pwede naman. It's not too late for anything. Or you can be an informal psychiatrist with your friends, with your, I don't know what it is. Depends on what
You
aspect
know what?
of
Sometimes
psychiatry you
when
want to do.
people tell me kung ano yung sabihin ng panaginip nila, sumasagot naman ako. Hindi ko na ay nako. But I guess, yun nga, intuitive kasi ako eh. So, kinda like, I read people, which is not always fun. But,
It might be a gift that you
Yeah.
have, no? Okay, any parting words that you want for our viewers to hear?
never strive for a well-balanced life because it doesn't exist. There will always be phases in your life na mabigat ka sa pag-aaral, let's say. Or there will be phases in your life na you'll be spiritually heavy. Babalik loob ka sa Diyos. Kailangan mo talagang gawin to just to lighten your burden. Magkakaroon ka ng phases in your life na kailangan talaga anak mo asikasuhin mo. Because you know kung gaano ka naging pili mo, karma mo yung anak mo kasi ang sama-sama mong anak. You better do something nice to, reverse that. So there's no such thing as a well-balanced life. Be kinder to others. Huwag mo rin lokohin ang sarili mo to think na pag nagkamali ka, you're doomed. Allow yourself to receive grace, I think is the biggest one. I grew up surrounded by phenomenal people. And I think that's one of the things that encouraged me or drove me to become a journalist is because I love admiring people. Kahit wala akong naiintindihan doon sa kanilang industriya, when they're good at it, tungtuwa naman ako. Right? I know a lot of people don't get starstruck. Pero when I meet someone na ang husay-husay nila, enamored ako.
Yeah.
Right? Not because I'm easily impressed, but I love seeing people shine. Right? Because I think that everyone has that capability. They just haven't.
Of course, yeah.
They haven't been able to tune in to that, whatever it is. If you find your gift, let it bloom. Right? Kaya reporter tayo, di ba? So you were trying to find something na gusto mo ipakita. Kaya nangyayari, ang daming sa mga nangyayari, yun yung pinapakita natin, di ba? Pero yeah, and any opportunity to heal other people, do it. Because sino magtutulungan kundi tayo lang.
Yun. Thank you so much. On that note, we end the podcast and we thank you for your time and the sharing and, trusting us with all these information, knowing that other people will get something from it, will be able to relate to it, will be inspired by your words and your experiences. That ends our podcast for today. We'll see you again next week.